Now I have a very brief presentation for you on an effect. This this could be an example of an informative speech, although I'm not going to have all those parts that it's supposed to have, but it is something you could give an informational speech on. It's called the Primacy-Recency Effect. Get that one open. During a learning episode, we remember best that which comes first. Second best, that which comes last. And we remember least that which comes just past the middle. Whoa, what does that mean? Things that come first, they're primacy. They're prime. They were the primary, it was the primary thing we heard. Recency was the last thing you heard. It was the most recent thing you heard, so it was the last thing that was said. So the primacy we remember best. So the first thing that somebody says when they start out speaking, that's why your AG is so important. That's why your thesis that is said, way up in the front part of your speech, that's why that's so important. People will remember. And then recency, how you end your speech, that clincher, the last thing you say, right before the clincher, you restate the thesis. Then you have this clincher, this dynamic statement that is memorable, that people remember. Okay? So how does that look when we chart it? We'll look on slide 2, and you can see that we have, at 4 different times, we have new information being given at prime time 1. Okay? This is the beginning of your speech on the left. Then we have a downtime in the middle, which is when you're giving the body of your speech, your main points, your examples, all that good stuff you worked so hard to put down on your cards, your examples, your illustrations, and people are thinking, it's a snooze. This is snooze time. Okay? It doesn't matter how long the speech is, you're going to have that same curve. It's going to be, I'm going to do it this way. High attention and memory at the beginning, and then it comes down, and people are kind of getting bored, thinking about other things, getting distracted, and then, we're coming to the end. As soon as you said in conclusion, they look up again. Oh boy, it's almost over. And then you hit them with this restatement of the thesis, and then that clincher at the end that really gets them. It can be something emotional, it can be something ironic, it can be something funny, but say it clearly and slowly. Don't garble it. Don't go. They have to hear it, because that's the second most important thing. That's prime time 2 here, okay? And your closure. Now let's look at some other curves here. We've got the curve showing the learning potential is very high in the beginning. People have great expectations. And let's face it, we cannot keep our attention at this high level straight across. We can't do that. We're human beings. We get distracted, very quickly distracted, very easily distracted. And we go down with our attention. And then as you're ending, I can tell when class is ending, because everybody starts putting their books away, and we close it, and we do this, and okay. In a speech, people aren't doing that, because that's not very nice to do that to a speaker. So you don't get up and leave until the speaker is done, done, done. And you shouldn't do that in the classroom either, okay? And our last, here we go. So we have two lines here. We have one going this way and one going starting down. Where is my camera here? There we go. And it goes up in the middle and then comes down. Okay. The solid line on slide 4, the solid line is the true sequence for maximizing learning according to what we know about memory. Okay? If the attention span is great at the beginning, put your good stuff at the beginning. That's the attention getter, the thesis, your intro, your opening to your speech. And then if their second most memorable time is at the end, you got to give that importance too. Don't end on a well, that's kind of, well, that's it. That's all I have. That's not good. Okay. The people call it a dotted line, dashed line. How some orators sequence a speech. They think they haven't done their studying. So they think that people aren't listening at the beginning, and they put all this stuff in the middle that they think is wonderful. Well, sorry, folks. You may be giving all your best stuff in the middle, but nobody's listening to it. So remember the beginning and the end. Primacy, recency. Remember that.